Well, the thrill of beating Arsenal has effectively been erased for Liverpool Football Club following a 2-0 loss to Burnley in the second week of this new Premier League season. So, obviously, a massively disappointing result after an ideal start to the Premier League campaign. It is a wake up call, it is a reality check, whatever you want to call it. It's not good news for Liverpool, and it's a reminder of how far the Reds really have to go in order to crack the top four. I mean, where do we start in terms of poor performances? Really, just all across the board. Disappointing. Nathaniel Klein, he is the most valuable Liverpool player in that he is the most irreplaceable. He made a terrible pass that led to Sam Vokes' opening goal for the newly promoted Burnley side. And, I feel like he might be playing with virtually no pressure because he knows that he is literally irreplaceable. No one can challenge him. So that is a concern moving forward. How is Nathaniel Klein going to respond? Not the biggest concern considering what a talent he is, and he is a hardworking player. But at the same time, Clavin showing that he may not be cut out for the Premier League due to his size, really. He got burned badly, as did Jordan Henderson on the second goal, which was the result of a brilliant counterattack by Burnley. Give them credit where credit is due. Burnley came up big on that second goal to go up 2-0 in the first half. But Liverpool, over 80% possession in both halves. And I'm not even sure if the Reds, to be honest, had a shot inside the box. I mean, Coutinho took terrible shot after terrible shot, souvenir after souvenir, you could call it, with so many shots just being blasted into the stands. Massive disappointment from Coutinho. In my preview show, I discussed that Coutinho is incredibly talented, but is he ready to put it together on a week after week constant basis? And the answer as of now, after this result, is of course no. Can he put it together? Sure. But he definitely still has a long way to go, as does Roberto Firmino, who really saw the game just kind of blow past him in a sense. And, Daniel Sturridge is perhaps the biggest concern in terms of what happened attacking-wise, because I have the feeling that he is scared to sprint. Clearly, there is no question that he is not match fit. That's not really debatable at this point. He had to come off, in the 60th minute or so for Origi. But really the only solution when a player is not match fit is to give them more matches. So do you try to get Sturridge to play his way into becoming fit? Well, I feel like Klopp almost has no choice in a sense. If he wants to get the most out of Daniel Sturridge, he has to play him on a consistent basis. But I'm definitely worried about whether or not Daniel Sturridge can get it together physically and mentally for the grind of the full season. So that being said, the Reds have plenty more things to be worried about. Simon Mignolet might be the biggest one. Of the last 5 shots on target towards Simon Mignolet, how many has he conceded? All 5. And that's not good enough. Sure, he is not at fault for the majority of them, but Simon Mignolet is not a top-class keeper. You look at the situation at Manchester City. Joe Hart is available. Claudio Bravo's arrival to the Eastlands being imminent. Would love to see Hart, but we're talking about an ownership that's not even willing to buy a new left back. So I don't see that happening. To go off on a little bit of tangent about transfers, Alberto Moreno, however, as much as I slagged him off for the previous game in his dreadful performance, it would have made sense to play him over James Milner in this game. Obviously, this game was a great reminder to Jurgen Klopp that James Milner is not, I repeat, not a left back. We all know that. And he's not willing to attack down the flank. He can't, whip in the type of crosses necessarily off the flank and playing in that fullback position that Alberto Moreno can. And that really reduced Coutinho's effectiveness. It almost seemed like Liverpool were wasting a third of the pitch. So while there was plenty of possession, there was no penetration behind that possession. So unfortunately, the types of bad memories that came during Brendan Rodgers' tenure as Liverpool manager. So clearly not the result Liverpool fans were hoping for with this 2-0 defeat to Burnley. Now 3 points out of 2 games. Plenty more for the Reds that have to work on. Will there be more players coming in that'll be purchased before now in the deadline? I'm not sure. My gut tells me no, which is not a good thing certainly. But if there is anyone who is good at turning water into wine, it's Jurgen Klopp. That being said, I still have to give much of the blame to him for his lineup selection. I have to put that blame on Klopp's shoulders. Jordan Henderson is clearly not a holding midfielder. He had a clip of all of his mistakes, particularly some terrible passes, go viral afterwards. Let's not forget that Wijnaldum was largely a forgotten man as well. Just all around, not many nice things to say about this week. So I am hoping that Klopp will put Emre Can in the starting 11 for Liverpool's next match. But Liverpool, before getting back in the Premier League, will be playing Burton Hove Albion in the League Cup. So that will be interesting to see if they can bounce back. You would like to see the squad get rotated. Probably Marco Grujic going to start. Danny Ings, Origi, also candidates to start as well. Might be the time to give a quick rest to the more regular starting 11 ahead of next week in Premier League, as well as the following international break after that. So time will tell where the season's going, but again, a tough week 2 for the Reds.